I don't care where you get your football, whether you play in the maddest, most dangerous pub league where everybody's overweight, bumping into each other, fighting and still drunk the morning after, or whether you're playing brilliant amateur but semi-pro five-a-side football. I don't care if you're in a veterans league where everybody's 65 and moves at snail's pace. With all the madness and calamity any level of football can bring, you've never seen anything like Benfica 4, Barcelona 5 at the Stadium of Light in Lisbon under thunderous rain and lightning last night. Each time I do one of these broadcasts to you, today sponsored by the fight against Alzheimer's, all of us having just lost Jimmy Calderwood and Dennis Law. Every time I bring these broadcasts to you, I talk about the idea about not making them match reports, run of play. But if you weren't there, they used to say, where were you when John F. Kennedy was shot? Where were you when Benfica 4, Barcelona 5? If you weren't watching, please tell me that you were doing something exceptional, like open heart surgery or finding a way to get rid of Elon Musk and Donald Trump, whatever. Please tell me it was good, because this was the most unbelievable mixture of frolics and foolishness, finesse and farce. And the result is Barcelona, having played with atrocious defensive values, Barcelona having played as if they had just been introduced to one another, Szczesny turning his anagram name into nutjob. That's what it actually says if you rearrange the letters. Araujo, the Araujo in the Barcelona strip, not Thomas Araujo in the Benfica side. Araujo looking as he'd just been introduced to a football, never mind his teammates. Defensively slack, in the wrong position, unable to keep an offside line. Balde and Szczesny's collision. The temptation is to be drawn into telling you how extraordinary this was, incident by incident. But if I take a Zorro pen to a thumbnail sketch, Pavlidis, the striker for Benfica, scored a 30-minute hat-trick, one of which a penalty, given away needlessly by Szczesny, the other one an open goal when Szczesny comes charging out and nearly takes the legs off Alejandro Balde in the middle of the pitch. It was a type of challenge you might have asked a Javi Mascherano to make, but no, it was Szczesny on his own defender, and Benfica scored again. At 3-1 up, Barcelona having missed sitters, Benfica having missed sitters too. Ausnes, the Norwegian, had so many chances. Barcelona had brilliant opportunities. This game genuinely, even if you only said, that one's going in, and you let them convert 60% of the chances created, this could have finished 9-8 to either side. But the values that need to carry over for anybody who's either watching Barcelona closely or maybe listening to these broadcasts and trying to follow from afar is, when do you change your principles? So Barcelona's offside line has been picked open more and more by opponents. It's been one of the reasons that they suffered so many defeats in La Liga and exchanged what was a healthy lead over Madrid and Atletico into a deficit against both clubs, a 7-point deficit against Real Madrid. And Benfica, coached ably by a big interview guest, Bruno Lage, ex-Wolves manager, who when we spoke to him had taken Wolves on a friendly trip to play against, I think it was Levante. There'd been a punch-up and red cards. So whenever I come into contact with him, something mad seems to happen. But Barcelona, for example, having put Szczesny in instead of Iñaki Peña, the Polish correspondents I know having warned me, Szczesny hates and has never had to consistently play as a sweeper keeper with a high line. He proved that point. Very agile in one-on-one saves, ultra confident. He made howler after howler. Never ever broke sweat, looked perturbed. Always give me the ball. It's all going to be fine. This sardonic grin dominating his Polish face all night as if nothing had gone wrong. But when Barcelona were being exposed so regularly, the things that piled up that make you think critically about this young, inexperienced, generally in development side would be why, when they made it through the most bizarre goal you ever see, where Benfica's keeper kicks it out, it bounces, literally bounces off Rafinha's head, and from outside the box goes straight back in over the Benfica goalkeeper's head. Why is it that they manage, having reduced the deficit to 3-2, their mentality is insufficient to prevent Benfica going 4-2 ahead in under 3 minutes? That's the biggest thing that Flick has been trying to counsel his team. Defend. When you lead, close games out, be ruthless, game manage. The message is only partially going in. After which, there's a point at which Angel Di Maria, Madridista, brilliant PSG player, World Cup winner for Argentina, comes on, is straight through, could have scored. Szczesny saves the ball, doesn't go in. Eric Garcia, who's either staying, maybe, or leaving to go to Como under Cesc Fabregas, or leaving to go to Girona, where he was so excellent last year. He comes on, and at the back post, for a guy who misses defensive headers, who's not particularly big, he looks as if he's on 6 step ladders to head in the goal to make it 4-3. On we go, on and on and on. Penalties galore, penalties everywhere. And in the last minute, there's a collision of about 16 bodies in the Barcelona box. Everybody's crying out for a foul or a penalty. The crowd are going mad. The referee hasn't had time to have a VAR review before the ball's played out to Rafinha, who's onside in his own half, runs in, dribbles past the Benfica defender and scores. 5-4, the team go mad. The review by Makeli, he's in the Makeli position, is good enough to give Barcelona a goal. There's no time to play on. And Barcelona, having lost their first game in Monte Carlo against Monaco purely because they had 10 men, purely because Eric Garcia was sent off, because they outplayed Monaco that night, could easily have scored 6 or 7, but didn't, and lost 2-1. Barcelona now, after 7 match days, have lost that single one, and then in a variety of extraordinary ways, having gone into tonight as the leading scorers in the competition, they've won the following 6. This is the group that can't regularly win in the league. This is the club which, for seasons in a row, went out in the group stage. They've won the Super Cup by smashing Real Madrid, 4 in the League Clásico, 5 in the Super Cup Clásico. Can't beat Las Palmas, can't beat Leganés, drew at Getafe. Go out, get their pants taken down in Lisbon against Benfica, and win. All I want to say to wrap up is that it's rare that I criticise either Sir Alex Ferguson's ideas, vocabulary, or inability to swear properly. But when he said football, bloody hell, I think he meant football. Fuck my old sea boots. Stay tuned.